Hello, welcome to the Viewpoint. I am Mamadou Mboj. Following a blockade last week at Karang of some GTSC, that's Gambia Transport Service Company buses entering Senegal, which apparently has been going on for some 2 months or so, the Gambia Transport Union also threatened a retaliatory blockade of commercial vehicles entering the country. But fortunately, the government pacified them with the promise that they will send a delegation to Senegal to try to resolve the standoff amicably. 4 ministers were part of the delegation, the Minister of Transport, the Foreign Affairs Minister, Interior and Works. And they left on the 19th of February and returned on the 23rd. But what have they returned with? What would satisfy the Gambia Transport Union? Here to help us answer that question is Mr. Omar Cisse. He is the president of the Gambia Transport Union. Welcome to the Viewpoint, Mr. Omar Cisse.
Yeah, thank you, my uncle. I'm very happy to be here.
Thank you. Yeah. I suppose that it wouldn't be out of place before we start this, given that the delegation that left Banjul for Dakar, the ministers and the Senegalo-Gambia Secretariat, the Deputy Executive Secretary was part of the delegation. I think his name was Mr. Yaya Mbijalo, and he passed, whilst they were there, he passed on Sunday. So our condolences first to Mr. Jallo's family and our prayers for the deceased. Yes? Thank you.
Yeah.
So, now, have you received any feedback from the government since the delegation returned?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Uncle. I'm very happy to discuss this issue because as of now, we can say it's a burning issue. We received the information, but it's not finalized yet.
What information?
Yeah, from on Monday morning, I received a call from the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Transport, who was told me the 4th delegation come back, the 3 ministers, Minister of Interior, Trade, and Foreign Affairs Minister. They met with the President of Senegal, Macky Sall, discuss about the current issue. The Macky Sall committed his government who will observe all protocols. So that means what those people are doing at Karang, so it's not going to be continued because the protocol say the free movement, goods and passing. But later on, Macky Sall summoned his Minister of Transport to meet his counterpart to resolve the matter immediately. So after then, the Minister of Transport traveled to Dakar on Sunday evening because the 4th delegation, Minister of Transport, is not part of it. Because in that time, the Minister of Transport of Senegal is not in town. So that's why the Minister of Transport remained here. So on Sunday, Minister of Transport traveled in his delegation to Dakar. So we are waiting for them for the final information from them.
Yes. But wasn't it a bit strange that Macky Sall, when the delegation got to Senegal, Macky Sall almost sort of had to instruct, if you like, the ministers, for the border forces to observe the protocols. One would have thought that all of them would have been sensitized. They would have been aware of the protocols, and then it will be implemented.
Yeah. We expect that from Macky Sall because he's a leader, as a diplomatic. But these programs are here almost almost since 1975. So I think they know that more than me. So I don't. President will say we're going to observe the protocols, and the protocols are here. They signed on behalf of us. So I think they need to observe it before this incident comes. So the security forces know what is happening. So I think what most important to observe to implement the protocol that's most important.
Yes, so now you've suspended until you get further updates
from the Minister of Transport because he went on Sunday. We expect him today and tomorrow maybe he will be back.
Okay, but what outcomes would you be hoping for?
Yeah, the outcome. For me, my personal view, the Senegalese authority will sit and you will observe the protocol and so on, but to implement it, that's the problem. This is in market, I can say, it's very good. The strategy you are using is very good for Senegalese market, like the transport market. Because today, the people at the borders, they can have the market through Gambia. So if they open the borders, we're going to see that market. So we're going to be in competition. So that means we're going to see in their, but as of now, they are only operating their market. But if they open the market, so we all want to be, be competing there. So that's not good for economy in Senegal. We can say. So that's why they will say, for me, we will observe the protocol, but to implement it up to that, is it going to be possible?
So you're saying that the current arrangements are not in their interest?
Yeah, for me. Because this ECOWAS protocol here since 1975, 96, 76. The two are the new agreements since 2018, but still nothing came out of it.
That is the interstate transport license.
ISTP, interstate road transport permit, since 2018. So, and as a democratic country, we don't expect the vehicle from country to country, the civilian and stop blockage of that vehicle cannot go. That's the international road.
But this particular incident, how did it happen?
This is a long time problem, not today. We can say over 30 years ago, this is happening.
Yes, but we've had many episodes in the past, obviously. But this particular incident, you said that, because from what I've read in the report, that for some 2 months or so, this thing had begun happening, this blockade. But before the 2 months, they were not blocking.
Yeah, no, in 2018, GTOC was operating in Senegal. One bus, 2018, according to them, they operate 1, 2, up to 3, 2018, because through their capacity. But later on, the Senegal, the border people, they go border garage, see these people are, affecting our market. So they make restrictions. They will allow only 1 bus. So in our committee, Corridor Management Committee, this complaint reached there from GTLC. But as far as the agreement is concerned, GTSC was exempted. They can operate without no limitation. So the Ministry of Transport and the committee advised them.
Was that part of the agreement?
Yeah.
That GTSC exempted?
Was exempted, and Dakar Dem Dikk. These 2 companies are exempted from the quota system.
Why?
Yeah,
what was the reasoning for that?
Okay, I think for me, GT is not a government company, but we can say it's part of, as far as it's owned by Social Security, and Dakar Dem Dikk also is a government institution. That's why the agreement exempts them. They can operate without no limitation.
But GTSC, is it a public enterprise?
Yeah, because I think they say they're owned by Social Security.
Well, Social Security is a public enterprise.
Yeah.
So if it owns it, it automatically becomes a public enterprise.
Yeah. So according to the agreement, it's exempted. They can operate without no limitation. So our committee, transport or interstate, corridor management committee, we told them, hold on until we start implementing the new agreement. So we have been discussing since 2018 up to 2019. End of 2019, the Minister of Transport came with the final resource. They will have a discussion with Senegal. They agree all terms. So now we can start implementing the interstate road permit.
And this was effective in January?
In January, according to the ministry. The government we will issue 100 permits for government commercial vehicles. Private commercial vehicle, but GTSC was exempted. Dakar will issue 150 permits for Senegalese commercial vehicle, but Dakar Dem Dikk was exempted. So we did do the announcement. We will start on the 6th. So we do the press conference and association at the media houses. So before GTSC, one private operator operate on the 10th, holding a permit, start moving to Senegal with his passengers, reach at the border on the 10th January, they block it.
Was that the do the job issue? All right.
So do the job called me. I explained the students on them. I called them in that border. I know their numbers. I know them individual. I called them. We have been discussing. Later on, we reached a consensus. They said the vehicle need to offload. To join their vehicle. After then, we all agree. Let's offload the vehicle. Still, we can engage with our ministry so they can engage his counterpart to see how to resolve this matter. So we did that. Did you come back? That was on Friday, if I could recall, on the 10th. On following on weekend, on 12th Sunday, GTSC also running for their second service as far as the contract, the agreement is concerned. Because before, they are only operating only one bus per day. So now, as far as they are exempted, they can operate without a limitation. They use the second service on Sunday, on the 12th. He reached at the border around 7 p.m. They blocked the bus. So we start communicating with the PS, the Secretary General, even the Minister himself. Later on, the ambassador of Senegal in Gambia intervened after they reached the vehicle. That is around 3 to 4 a.m. So the time they reached the vehicle, we all say, okay, now it's fine. As far as the ambassador intervened, things are normal now. So they understand the protocol, they understand the agreement. So the following day, on Monday, on 13th, GTSA run another second bus for second service. That was on the 13th Monday, if I could recall. He reached at the border, the blockage. We called them. Up to the last moment, they said, no, the vehicle cannot go. So we have been discussing with them. Later on, they offload the vehicle if one passenger committed injury. So for that being the case, those anger passengers say they're going to block the traffic for Senegalese vehicle into Gambia. I said, no, you cannot be on behalf of the Gambia Transport Union. So this is our soul. Please, if you want to continue, continue. If you want to come back. But you cannot act on behalf of Gambia Transport Union. We resolved this matter for diplomatic with our ministry. So the following day, we went to the ministry to see that this is, these things are getting out of hand now. Try to intervene. Engage your colleagues, your counterparts, to see how to resolve this matter. Because the way things are going, for me, it's not helpful. Because if they stop the bus, call me, I told them, go to police and report your case, the Senegalese police. If they reject, the police will used to tell them, go and negotiate with them, they are unionists. So for me, that's just, we don't expect that from the as a security officer. If the two people having confusion, you need to come, and maintain peace, Who is it on the wrong side? You told him you're on the wrong side, so that we all need to respect the laws. But after then, the Ministry of Transport told us they write letters to their counterpart Senegal, told them what is the current situation at the borders. That was on the 14th. So after then, we have been following up to 27 January. We don't hear nothing from Senegal. So we also, the government wrote the Minister of Transport, told them if these people are not stopping this, on the 10th February, we are going to realitate. We're going to stop their vehicle coming to Gambia. Because it will be win-win situation. We all enjoy, we all suffer.
Was this the government communicating to the government of Senegal?
Yeah, according to
this was what they said?
Yeah.
They said
yeah.
This.
But that was according to on the 14th of January. So we have been hold on until on the 27th January. We don't hear any clear information. We wrote to the Minister of Transport. If Senegalese are not stopping our vehicle, we're going to stop their vehicle up to 5 corridors because they are applying our corridors without no restriction, without no harassment. But we are facing the challenges. That was on the 27th. Sent the Minister of Transport, copy to the Minister of Trade and IGP. Trade, as far as integration is concerned, because it's area. So we received letter on the 3rd February from Foreign Affairs. The two government, the two ministry, they organize a meeting at Karang so that the two government, the ministry will meet there and the stakeholders so that they can discuss this matter. To sensitize people at the borders there so that they will fully understand what the agreement says and what the protocol says. So we have been targeting on the 10th to do our protest. So the meeting should be taking place on the 11th. So we meet at our executive level. Okay, now let's hold on until after meeting so that we can, because we want to do the protest on the 10th. We later receive a letter, we have a meeting on the 11th. So let's hold on with our protest. After the meeting, we will know the outcome of the meeting. Maybe if we meet there, we will discuss, we can have consensus, we can agree on terms. We started there. So we hold on that meeting, the protest. On the 11th, I'm part of the delegate who went to Karang with the Ministry of Transport, Trade, all necessary stakeholders. But we reached at the border, and so unfortunate, these Senegalese people are not turned out. We don't see anyone from them.
Yeah, so you had made a prior arrangement to meet.
Yeah.
It was an appointment to meet.
Yeah.
But they didn't show up.
They didn't show out. So in that meeting, we discussed there, we agree on time. Now, let's GTSC do another test. Whether they're going to stop their buses or not. So in that meeting, we agree on the 14th Friday, GTSC will do another test to see whether they are going to stop. I told them I will sacrifice to be a passenger on that vehicle. Because I heard people used to say this is happening, but I want to see myself, whether it's true or not.
So you were part of that undercover operation?
Thank you. With
undercover passengers?
With your journalists.
With the GTSC?
Yeah,
okay.
and some journalists from GTSC staff and some staff. We reached at the border. We enter Senegal, so we start to do the checklist so that they can clear up in. But in that check-in, we see some communication start moving between the officers and because Ghana is still a little bit far. So those people who have been holding the laissez-passer, because they don't have identity, so the officer in charge took their old laissez-passers, detained them at the backyard. So, I'm at the police, the custom office with the driver so they can facilitate his document to have laissez-passer and a pass avant so that they can drive in. So after then, we want to move, you don't see some journalists. I say, oh, let me go and check them. So my arrival at the station, I see one of them I think from Star TV, officer, harass him, assault him.
And this was the Senegalese officer?
Officer, yeah, at the station. Open the jail, the cell, I put it there and put it behind the bars. So also unfortunate. I said, why? What's happening? He said, no, this one want to run out. He said, no, I'm not a criminal. How can I run out? You seize my document. I'm not a criminal. If you don't allow me to enter your country, let me go back. But you're gonna keep me and sit here like that. I just a criminal.
So here, are you suggesting that the state authorities at the border were colluding with the transporters?
For me, because what I said, because what question I hear from them, and I think because later on, after detaining those people, I appealed almost 20 minutes. He said until the officer in command came. So I'll go and find that man. He came. He said, no, you cannot go with these people. You need to leave them here. So I said, no, you cannot leave these people here because it's my passengers. So how can I leave them here to preach Dakar? So I appeal. So he said, now I will release these 5 people. They left at the one at the cell. You're gonna leave it in here. I said, no, I can't do that. So I appeal. But later on, he started asking me, who is a journalist between you guys? So my mind say maybe you start having 2 minds. So I say my people, no, let's go and leave this man here. So if we start more time, maybe they will understand our mission. So I go out, my mind touch, do the job, that transporter. He also told me he know those people at the borders. So I call him, I explain the whole story to me. He said, okay, let me call the station officer. So within 2 minutes, 3 minutes, he called me. I say, okay, the boys were released. So we proceed with our journey.
So with the intervention of Dudu Job, that was why the journalist was released?
Yeah. So we move, the border and the garage is around 400, 500 meters. So we reach at the garage area, we see a lot of crowd at the road. So automatically, what came to my mind
crowd
is
of civilians,
women, old power, children, mix up.
Okay.
Automatically, I see, no, these people, why they are delaying us? They are waiting for this. This is just communication, because those people they have been organized and it's big crowds. So what come to mind truly? So I said no, something wrong somewhere, because these people cannot jump and gather here just like that. We have been preparation, so that's why these officers are delaying us at the borders. So at the bus stop, I came down, faced them. I said, hey, hello, how are you? He said, fine. Where are you going? I said, we are going to Dakar. Where are you from? Banjul. So do you carry passengers? Yes. No, the bus cannot go. I said, wow. He said, no, you need to drop your customers. I'll go back. I said, no. The officer cleared me already. They said, no. We allow Gambia only one bus through the Senegal. I said, no.
So the security officials have cleared you?
Yeah, already.
That's it. But again, the blockade.
He said, we Senegalese allow only one bus from Gambia to Senegal every day. I said, but if that's the case, the authorities at the borders, the security, need to stop us. But those people clear in already. He said, that's not our business. So I started discussing with them, but later on we don't reach a consensus. So we turn back. So we go to Amdalaya police post, report our case. So that's why and that day I communicated with my executive. We call a press conference on Monday. We also wanted to it. to show them, stick for
So
tack is
you
a
went to
failure.
Amdalai and then
Report our case.
you reported your case.
Yeah, they book our statements.
Yes.
So after that, we come back. The same night on Friday, I communicated with my executive members, explained the issue, because some of them with me, we were having 5 numbers. So we discussed, okay, on Monday we can call a press conference to show our position in this case, because we have been trying, we are using diplomatic channel, we have been communicating with them, but so unfortunate, we don't have consensus.
That's it.
And
So
before
what-
that,
what do you-
after on the 13 blockade, I called them. The 4 unions in Senegal, Senegal have many unions, but the 4 big ones, I called them. I called Guru Huma. We discussed, he told me what these people are doing is unlawful. It's not supposed to be. I called Alassane Doye, is MP at Senegal. He told me, no, you people want to, destroy our market. I said, no, but this is law. It should be free movement of goods and service. He said, my brother, I say those boys cannot enter this country. Whether it's lawful or not, that's not my problem. So I've been talking to the Akara and Mbai Tyson. I said, okay, it's necessary to come there to discuss, to see and discuss this matter, to see how to resolve it. He said, it's not necessary. Don't come. You don't want to see you. So I called the PS of Transport, Ministry of Transport. I've been discussing with him. He said, these people are unions. They have many problems, but we're trying to talk with them, talk to them. I said, this people, I don't think things can be solved like that.
But this is the key. What do you make of the fact that even though you've tried so many diplomatic channels from the Ministry of Transport here and other ministries, and then the people you spoke to in Senegal who thought that what these unionists were doing were all wrong, in spite of all of these efforts, nothing really changed. You had to threaten that you were also going to stop them for a delegation.
Yeah,
what do you make of that?
Yeah, no, because I see the way things are going is not helpful, because if 2 institutions have an issue, or 2 people, let's start a shit, have a dialogue. So if at fault, so that you can, but they don't want to entertain that dialogue, that to meet to discuss about the issue, because this happened in several occasions. We went to Karang, we don't see them. I called them, I want to come there, voluntary, to sit and discuss. They say no. So the PS told me, these people are, they have too much of a problem. I said, these people are playing this situation. So as far as they are unions like me, so we're going to stop their vehicle. We all stop at borders. So we'll see later on, the 2 government will sit and resolve the matter. So that's why we call that press conference.
But I've read reports of Mbai Sise, you probably know him, the chef of the garage at Karang,
yeah.
who said that the agreement really was for 1 bus to go. So do you think that there's a lack of mutual understanding on really what the agreement stipulates? Yeah,
the Mbai Sise was talking about agreement since, I can say, the Jawara regime between the GPTC and our short track, I don't know. According to the report, these 2 companies have agreement. Each of them will use 1 bus. But these are 2 companies. But this agreement, new one, is for 2 states, 2 ministries. Now, before the agreement you have the protocols. Who govern all of us? Because today, between Mali and Senegal, they don't have any agreement. You can use the road anyhow you like. Between Senegal and Guinea, the same. Between Senegal and Guinea-Bissau, the same. Why they want to bring that to Gambia?
Yes, but isn't this where the problem is? Where you have these international instruments regulating behavior, but should these things conflict with the economic interest? And it seems this is what you're talking about here. Yeah. It seems to have conflicted with an economic interest. So now the people will see.
Yeah, Karang is just a village in Senegal. So I think only Karang, even Gambia, we have a garage at the borders. But that's the only one garage. We are talking about the entire country. Today, if you want to travel, before you up to Karang, you can board a vehicle at Bara or Banyan. I think it's more comfortable than most Sicho go up to Karang. What most important is, these Senegalese are applying our routes without restriction. Every day you are seeing them. You don't see anything because we respect the protocols. So why the protocols are here for all of us. So if Senegalese don't want to respect the protocol, what we can do? Because today, we cannot access their market. We cannot have access to Mali. We cannot access to Conakry. We cannot access to Guinea-Bissau. It's not good for our economic. Because today, if borders are open, we can have service from here to Mali. You can have service from Conakry, Guinea-Bissau, but you don't have that access because Senegal have big blockage.
I say, but why do you think that the state keeps on blocking? The state really has allowed the transporters to have a free reign on cross-border transport issues.
You know, Senegalese are very good in trade intelligence because they already know because Gambia is very good in business, especially competition. If they open their borders, maybe we have a very good vehicles, comfort, maybe we can attract many customers. That's why, the state, I used to say anywhere, these people at the borders, the state is behind them. Automatically, I used to say anywhere, no, I'm free to say it. Because
the Senegalese state is supporting
them. Yeah, that's the reality. Because you don't have power, we all know. But to close the national road, no, they have that power. If you want to demonstrate. Go to sit down, show your anger. Go to your ministry, go to your government. But if you go from state to state, you close that road. Nothing came out of it.
But then here it might seem then as if then our government seem incapable of doing anything about it, because if we're blaming the state in Senegal, given that our relationship now, at least since Barrow came along, our relationship has thawed. Now it's much better. So one would have thought that Barrow and Macky Sall would have been able to thrash it out.
Truly speaking, we expect that from them, these two presidents. We expect that from, because this is a serious issue. But they say they are trying. I'm not part of them. I'm not part of the ministry, but they say they are trying. I know they went to Senegal. Maybe they will come to positive results. But if they don't come to positive result, the matter will continue the way you are. We are not going to accept that, because Senegal is access our market both day and night. We cannot have access to their market. This is not unfair. So I think before we can say the former regime and the Senegalese regime, they don't have that close. So one say you can understand that. But the two new government, they have been brothers. We call ourselves, we are one. If Africa will unite, we will start Gambia and Senegal, because you have the same culture, the same people.
But this is it. A former executive secretary of then it was called Senegambian Secretariat. I think his name is Seydou Nourou Ba. He was the executive secretary from 78 to 81 or so. He said, well, Gambia and Senegal, it's like living in the same room. Yeah. But again, there are two entry doors.
Yeah.
You had the Senegal and Gambia. But that is the difficult thing about it. Everything is sensitive between us. This skilled diplomat saying that this is the least place he would like to be a diplomat in, because everything is sensitive.
Sometimes I don't believe in diplomatic. For me, because I'm a unionist. Because you need to act.
You're a unionist, yeah. So you don't believe in diplomacy?
Sometimes. Because this is not the first time Senegalese are violated the ECOWAS protocol. If you recall, the three or 4 years back, some Indians at Gambia used to go to Senegal or Guinea-Bissau by discuss business. Through Gambia, they ship it to their final destination. Senegalese still want to close that. That's against the free movement. Nothing came out of it. Our goods go through transit from Gambia to Senegal, Gambia to Bissau or Gambia to Mali. Senegal have levied on some duties in them, just to confuse the businessman will be frustrated not coming to Gambia. Those things are happening. So if this comes, we see Senegalese are trying to see how to boost their economy. Because today, if Gambian bosses start rolling Senegal the way we want, like ECOWAS protocol says, I know we're going to have more passengers than them. Because our type of vehicle we have, the standard, is not many in Senegal.
I said, but that is one of their criticisms. That's one of their objections to this agreement. They will lose, they said. The reports we're getting is that you are gaining more than they are.
Yeah, but the agreement is, the law, any development, some people come to be a victim. Am I not right? So if the protocols are here, the agreements are here, that's not be fair. At the Senegambia bridge here, you can see how many people are living there before. But now they are no more. So this is development. Why did they don't make that decision between Mali and Senegal? Why did they make that decision between Mali and Conakry or Bissau? We are calling ourselves, we are one. We don't expect that this type of situation will arise between Gambia and Senegal. This is a long-term issue. So that's why we believe this is the only way to resolve this matter. No, I believe we can solve the matter immediately.
How? If Senegalese authorities will just endorse and implement the protocols. But this is the problem. If they've not done so in the past, what would be the inducement to do so in the future?
That's why I used to say, the protocol are here since 1975. The agreement is here since 2018. But if you stop the Senegalese vehicle through the Farafenni to Senoba, they used to start applying the Tamba route. That's not good for Senegalese economy. They will never allow that. Because it's different 600 kilometers again. It's 2-day journey. Automatically, it's going to affect their market. The way region will be very costly. The Senegalese people at the Karasmas and all that, they will never accept that. So they will come for a negotiation. So that's the government will have a core room to discuss matter seriously.
So you mean, is it a Trans-Gambia bridge?
Yes.
Now they call it the Senegambia bridge. You think that is a bargaining chip for Gambia in our negotiations with this cross-border
transport? Because from Dakar to Zikanso, we can see around 400 kilometers through Farafenni. But if you pass through Tambakunda, it's more than 1,000 kilometers. So automatically, it's going to affect their economic. Because the price of goods will be increased automatically. Because if I used to pay, this is $15. So automatically it will come for 25 or 30.
Do you have any confidence in our government that we can use that bargaining chip to have a better deal, as it were, from Senegal regarding this cross-border
transport? I have confidence with them because I know it's a government of people. We voted them in the office. So if you are suffering, they are suffering, am I right? But the first of all, they went to Senegal, discussed this matter, try to solve it. But for me, if I'm part of them, it's not necessary to go because we are not offended.
But the political realism is that you're dealing with a larger neighbor. And right now, the country is so vulnerable, depending on all sorts of external assistance in all sorts of ways. But don't you think that really reduces our weight, our capacity to negotiate on equal terms? It can never be negotiating on equal terms. That is our problem right now.
Yeah, we all know that, but the Senegalese people cannot take that as an advantage. Sometimes if you are friends, you need to show, bring some realities. Because you are giving me security, you are giving electricity. That's not the issues. I'm paying you. I give you my money. I'm going to pay my tax. So that means a business. So you cannot take that as issues. Why people are suffering here?
But don't you see that perhaps with these occasional border standoffs, really, because they're dependent on certain economic and political contingencies. This is the problem. You may sign all sorts of international instruments of friendship and cooperation and all the rest of it, but the economic reality on the ground in many ways determines the effectiveness of
Yeah, I know. If you close that road, it's going to affect our economic, but it's going to affect Senegal economy than Gambia. Because today we can say we're going to lose like 60% of volume in the Senegambia highway, the bridge. We're going to lose that, we understand that. But it's going to increase the way of living of Senegalese people at the Kasmas and also.
So what is the GTU? What are you going to do next? Because you seem, in fact, when we spoke on the radio the other day on the drive time, you seem quite skeptical that you will have favorable, positive outcomes out of this, because you were like, oh, they will do it again. Then what hope? What are you going to do, given the grim scenario that you've depicted?
To meet with the diplomatic to say, you used to tell me you're going to have, respect the program. So we used to hear that. But that's why I say the government will come, the president itself, but Senegal, they will never implement it. I know that. They will come, they will sit on the negotiation table, they all agree there. But to implement on the grassroots, that will never be. because it's not their interest. That's why we take the opportunity to be well prepared. If Senegal don't allow our vehicle to enter Senegal, they will not enter here. Any cost we will take with good faith.
Do you think that because you have suggested that the security authorities, the immigration authorities at the border colluded with the transporter to stop you, do you think you can have a similar cooperation with the Gambian authorities there?
Maybe, because I'm not fan of them, but I know in this case, if they want to stop us, it's not going to be easy, both of us, because this is our market, it's our area. So this is the place we are surviving. So as of now, we cannot walk outside the Gambia. So if somebody want to stop to do the operation, any cost we take with good faith, but we are not going to go back in that. We ready any punishment or any charges, we are ready to take that, but we're going to stop them with good faith. That's why last week I went to countrywide tour. I stepped all these 5 corridors to discuss my membership there, so that they will understand what is the interest of the Gambia in this case. No, I don't expect that security officer will come and interview. I don't expect. Maybe, but I don't expect. Because what the Senegalese are doing.
Tough sounding words.
Yeah, because what Senegalese are doing, security is ignoring them. I don't think my security will not use me as a tool. I don't expect them, because this is between state and state. You are doing, your security are avoiding you. I'm doing my security, come and intervene. No, I don't expect.
But the thing is, they are responsible for border regulations, to enforce these border regulations. And as you've said, these are agreements. They're supposed to allow them. Never mind what the Senegalese have done. But so far, we've been following the rules.
What is most important? This is the interest of the countries now. The Senegalese are defending their interests, this country's interests, am I right? We also are doing that. I think need to support us in that case.
But don't you think it should be the government that should take a stand?
But this is not starting today.
It is not happening.
It's not starting today. It's a long time due. So government can solve it.
But what do you think of government's efforts so far? Have they been effective?
For me, the way government is looking for transport is too low. Because transport is very important in this country. Senegalese know what the transport can do. But our government, for me, my perception is the way government is too low.
So it's not giving transport the significance that it should give it?
That's my belief.
Why do you say so?
Why am I saying so? Because, we have the Ministry of Transport, but this case has been here for quite a long time. Nothing came out of it. Still, we don't have a Transport Act. We need to specify and control this kind of issues. Today, everybody can from outside and go and do the transport, do whatever things you want to do without no restriction. In Senegal today, if you want to have a commercial vehicle, you need to be a Senegalese citizen.
So here it's a complete open market. Anybody can come in and just run a commercial transport service.
Unless the driver should be Gambian. But as a foreigner, you can come and buy a commercial vehicle, start operating. But Senegal, to have a commercial vehicle, you need to have Senegalese identity. So you see the way they are protecting their transport sector. And transport is the wheel of the economy. People didn't know this. How many thousand people are benefiting from transport? Today, this is affecting the country. So for that being, that's why government need to look into transport to see how to modernize it to be standard, so that the government can actually float from transport. But the way things are going, it's not helpful for us, truly speaking.
So, but that day you were stopped at the border. Weren't you allowed eventually? Didn't they allow one bus? One bus was allowed.
Yeah.
So it was just that the second bus that was the one that wasn't. That wasn't allowed.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you used to pay people, one was man who told me the Senegalese buses are not coming. They are passing them through transit.
But how many? We wonder how many Dakar Dem Dik buses have been coming in.
For direct Gambia, only one.
With them is also just one.
So
they wanted a parity.
Yeah, but they are passing here through transit from northern Senegal to southern Senegal. in that case, if you are not part of transport, you don't know much about it. Today, Senegalese are not coming to Gambia direct, but they are coming to Gambia indirect. In a sense, like from Dakar to Zigansor, the passengers, the commuters from Dakar to Gambia, they used to join those buses now who used to go to Zigansor. If we reach at Gambia, they'll drop down. So that it's not necessarily a vehicle Gambia. The passengers are all dropping this country. Every day we are seeing them at the roads. They are dropping goods, they are dropping passengers. That's no good for our economic. Like before, if you reach at border, you have your bottle. The custom officer will charge you. Like for example, $1. You pay. They will give you a receipt. But now they used to just load buses, reach at the border. They told the border officer, I'm on a transit. So then automatically the custom they will not levy any duty for those goods. But go to Westfield, go to Banjul, go to Tojistown, go to Brikama. If immediately they are dropping those goods, that's no good for economic. So that means government we are losing a lot in transport. Because those buses, that's why, let me give you a simple example. Bus from Dakar to Zigansor came up to Kaolack, prefer to pass through Banjul. That long journey and ferries, waste of time. Automatically, so the passengers on board, they are not going. Now what they used to do now, they have some agents here who gather customers for them. So from Zigansor, they are coming empty. But reach at this late, before going out Banjul, they have full capacity. So that's why they are enjoying the situation. Now we all know that. So that's why we said now is the high time.
But that's quite worrying if you say that we all know that, and yet the authorities cannot do anything about it.
Because we used to complain at the Minister of Transport in our corridor management committee. They told us let's hold on until we start implementing the ISTP. If 2019, if I could recall, I write to the GRA, Government Revenue Authority, to inform them about the current situation. Those buses, they have been, dropping some goods, but they are not paying anything. But I received call from them. They say, if you see them, just try to call us. So who am I going to call? I think we need to have a sort of like committee. We can assist them. Because those good, at least they need to pay something. But I received call from them. They say, if you should try to call them, who am I going to call?
So you mean perhaps the weaknesses of state institutions that should have been at least giving you some protection?
Yeah.
That is the problem here. The state institutions are quite weak to really put up a good fight.
Yeah, because today, anywhere we have a membership barrier, if those buses come, there has been found dropping some goods, also passengers. The customer have something to ask. If you do it in Senegal, you're going to lose your vehicle, or they're going to charge you around 2 million CFA. Because you are doing illegal transportation. Because those, at least you need to pay only $10 or $15, but they are not paying anything. End of the year, government cannot do their work because they don't see anyone. So that's why we need to collaborate as a country to support each other. We are seeing that, but I cannot stop. I cannot charge them. But I need to inform the GRA. GRA said, if you call me, who am I going to call? So I think I keep myself. So that's why now is the high time you speak as a country to see how to protect those issues. Government is using a lot.
But as a transport union, have you been an effective lobby force to really force the government to have a proper transport policy, transport act?
Yeah, we have transport policy 2018.
What about the act?
Yeah, in 2020, according to the Director of Planning, the Ministry of Transport are preparing to bring the act. As of now, they are doing that, according to the Director of Planning. But before, you don't have any Transport Act. But now, according to them, they start to see how to come with act, Transport Act, to see how to, guide some issues and, to privatize some issues. But still, it's not in place.
The Gambia Transport Union, how big is it? There are many unions here.
We have 15,000 capacity members as of now. We are the regular members, 15,000 throughout the country.
Yes. There's a suggestion that because unionism now it's nearly it's not that active in many ways. The numbers have gone down given the number of people at work. So whereas when you contrast that with the unions in Senegal, they can be so powerful that the state can decide one thing and the unions might reject it and come out and protest and do all sorts of things, and the state would reverse its earlier decision. This is what we're going to face.
No, today, if you have to talk about the capacity, I can say the Gambia today, I have the biggest union through the membership base. Because I can confirm with you, I have 15,000 members, or it will confirm with me. Others are our standard. The big union in Senegal, Union de in Senegal, we have collaborated. It's my partner in Senegal. Me and the union, we are all affiliated with the ITF and Transport Federation. We know each other. So what most important, we have the capacity. But sometimes we register 2017, it's a new union. These unions are here before, but this is new one. We registered 2017. So we want to see those challenges in transport, how to resolve those. That's why we start. This is not the first time. If some years ago, so the last year, 2018, we have issue with some local cargo brokers. The way they are operating, it's not good for transport. But the government didn't know. So we gather this type of information, to go to government and explain to them. If the government is listening to us, I know now against 2 years, you will see better transport system in this country. But sometimes... So
you mean government doesn't consult with the unions when it comes to transport?
No, they will consult, but they will not negotiate. Consultation is very far, but we believe in negotiation, to negotiate some issues. Maybe you can consult me, I give my idea, but you cannot buy it.
That's because ultimately it is the state that's got the authority, and then it will have to consult so many different stakeholders. So in the end, it will have to decide.
But we believe some issues we need to negotiate with them. Because transport is free, if you have many people relying on transport. If transport is not moving, so these people are going to be... So that's the problem. Government needs to consider transport a lot. Senegal is doing. Senegal is last week, we don't want to go, but they're going to sit down strike for 1 week. Yesterday, the government sit with them, discuss many issues. So, but we don't want to reach into those levels. We can do that. But we have a new government. They have too much challenges, but they also need to consider us.
So now it is the Minister of Works that remained. He's still in Senegal.
I think maybe he will arrive today. Maybe.
Yes.
But I know now against Friday we're going to hear something from them. If it was positive, automatically we'll cancel our protest. If it was not positive, automatically we're going to act.
So here, positive would mean for GTSC to take as many buses as they want.
Not GTSC.
Or all the commercial...
Yeah. They will respect all the protocols and agreements. I understand agreement very fully. I understand the protocol. They will agree with they will implement the agreement and the ECOWAS protocol. That's the matter. Because the agreement says the Gambia will issue 400 permit, fine. Our government said we take, if it's not good, we take with a good faith. GTH will operate without no limitation. We believe that. They will respect that, we will continue. Without that, we will continue our protest.
So otherwise you will block?
They are commercial passenger.
They are commercial?
Yeah, we are ready for that.
Vehicles?
Yeah.
And see. Yes, so let's sort of digest here slightly a bit, because you said you're a member, you're the largest transport union here. But when we look at our roads, one wonders, what have you been doing? Because a lot of people complain about the rudeness, people hardly follow traffic regulation. So what have you been doing to sensitize your people, to sanction them, to try to bring some kind of sanity to the roads? I mean, it is quite disenchanting. It's quite, a lot of people complain all the time.
Yeah, I received those type of complaints many times. In 2018, I will go to countrywide twice, hold the guards to bring the drivers, to sensitize them so that they will understand what is the motor traffic regulation says. Because this is very important. If you are a competent driver, full driver, you know all the acts. But I know many people are, they have been traffic, They don't know what the rules are there because, they are not passed through the process.
Do you conduct training workshops or training?
Yeah,
Do you do training?
we started last year. Last year we did one, and this year we are planning to have 2.
So it is not regular. You've only
because
this.
why?
How long has the GTU been around? That's a long time.
Yeah, since 2017.
2017.
Yeah.
So you had your first training session.
Yeah, our first training session 2018. Once 2019 we have 1. 2020 we are planning to have 2.
And you think that would be enough to sort out?
No,
at least among your members.
Members, yeah.
Maybe you cannot do much about others, but
among
your members.
No, I think we have a platform also, the seminar platform. We used to share some knowledge with them. Sometimes we have some questions. Some people ask, and every 3 months we gather. We discuss about some issues, the challenges, and the complaint we have from, some communities or some businessmen or some concerned citizens. We discuss about issue. I think we are making a lot of improvement on that. So in the roads also, in our platforms, because we have different platforms, we discuss there what is the access, what is the offense, and the charges, and so on and so forth.
Well, but this is the problem. You've done many discussions, but as far as people can see, when we see the effect, it doesn't seem to have penetrated anything at all. No, because the experiences of people in the roads,
but
it's really
you can agree with me. The 2019 is far better than 2018.
How do we know that?
No.
I mean, anecdotally, when you look recognizably, there isn't much difference at all.
Yeah, the reality is some people are in transport, especially drivers. They don't know nothing about the rules and regulations.
But why should they be there?
So that is known by, because I used to, even the police, before coming to be a driver, you need to pass through testing. But if you have a brother at police or you have family, you go and find a driving license, you don't know about traffic, come and join traffic.
But what authority do you have over your members? I mean, is it are you just there as a lobby force for them, whatever they want? Is there any training? Do you have any standards that you set? And if people fall below the standards, then perhaps you might fine them or even dismiss them. Is there any control mechanism within so that you can encourage good practice?
No, what you are doing as of now, we are not finding anyone in that type of that case. But if you are offended, like you see offended in some situation, we come down and discuss with you, tell you what this law says, your next time what you need to be. It's necessary police take you to court, you come and pay your fine, and later you bring you back, discuss with you, guide you, and help you. We are doing that. Like for example, if you are offended, you have a traffic, you offend, you make a traffic offense, police will charge you, take you to court. If you cannot pay, you come and pay your fine, and bring you back, sit you, and discuss, what you did, this is not correct. Next time you need to do and this and this, so that you will fully understand. I think now, many of them, in transport today, is too big. Some people don't know what is the essence of the union. So we are trying to guide them, because these people are here for quite a long time, they didn't know. So it's not easy within 2 years to bring everybody on board to fully understand. But I know now, if you can see, we are moving gradually.
But this is nobody can see the movement.
No.
At least when it comes to road etiquette, from what we can see.
No. I think
it hardly exists.
For me, I can say they are trying. Go to traffic, the mobile traffic or the traffic officers. Every time we are communicating with them. For me, even sometimes
I look at the statistics of accidents from reckless driving and that sort of thing.
No, this is not illegal. This is common in Africa now. But if you come to the accident rate, the 2019 is far better than 2018. We are planning we want to go to 0% on Gaza. No, I promise the 2020 will be far better than 2019 in accident rate. We are very, concentrated in that area now. Like for example today, if you have a platform, if you are road, you see you meet like some vehicle at the party and some dangerous zone, automatically you communicate to the forum. So, vehicle are coming or they will start, concentrate that area. This is happening this area, this place, this is happening there. So, it's helping a lot. So that's why if the police also see one vehicle was parked in dangerous zone, automatically they call us. Automatically we go to our system. You know exactly the vehicle belongs to Mr. Mboj. Automatically call you. Your vehicle, the person is very dangerous.
But earlier you said that here anybody can just come and open a commercial vehicle business, and then you can get your license easily and that sort of thing.
No. I say
just to open the commercial.
To buy a vehicle here.
And then operate as a commercial vehicle.
Yeah,
it's easy.
It doesn't have any restriction. But to drive a vehicle, it must be a Gambian. That is very clear. Foreigner cannot drive a commercial vehicle in this country.
So to drive a commercial vehicle here, you have to be a Gambian.
Gambian, yeah.
But that is not what operates. We do hear people with
maybe I don't have idea on that. But I believe, according to the Act, any commercial driver needs to be a Gambian.
So your drivers, all of them are Gambian?
All Gambian. That's the reality.
So there's a potential showdown here. We've come to the end of the program, particularly with this border standoff now. We're just waiting when the minister comes back. And you've said if you don't have the positive results, then you will go to you go to the streets.
Yeah.
And
you go to the borders.
You go to the borders.
The 5 borders. The 5 borders like Karang Hamdalai, Farafenye Keraib, Basse Bajara, Soma, Seroba, Siridi Jiboro. These 5 corridors, we're going to stop them until matter resolve. Until we all move or we all stop. That's our plan.
That is your plan?
Yeah.
And you don't have any hope that, or perhaps you do, things could be solved amicably?
Yeah. I have the belief to our authorities. I know they will do good to see how to guide, how to defend our interests. But, the people we are dealing, sometimes you sit with them and discuss with them and diplomatic level, they will say yes. But to implement it, that's the question. We're not going to be. To sit with you, this is how, yes. But and to implement it at the grassroots, that's the question. Whether it's going to be possible or not. That is my point. That's why we are not relaxing.
That's it. Hope that we end the question you've asked. Hope that we'll answer it peacefully. Thank you very much, Mr. Omar Sise, the president of the Gambia Transport Union. We've come to the end of the show today. And thank you very much, viewers, for joining us on the Viewpoint. Until next time, I'm Mboj. Goodbye.